Alright guys, we are back with another video, and what did I tell you? I told you Paramount is not going away quietly. This whole process is going to be a long drawn out process, and I told you Paramount is waiting in the wings. They have money to burn and they want WBD. In case some of you have just been off the internet, let me inform you that WB is now considering Paramount again. Not only are they offering the $2.8 billion breakup / termination fee if they walk away from Netflix, which we already knew about, but they also added a 25 cents per share ticking fee paid quarterly if the deal drags past December 31st, 2026. The reporting frames this as extra value to WBD shareholders if regulators delay. Basically, that Paramount deal is just better for shareholders than potentially that Netflix deal. And yeah, I'm not surprised. I've been on Paramount's side, and I do think Paramount's going to end up with it at the end of the day. This deal's taking forever to get done, but I do think Paramount's going to end up with it at some point during like mid 2026, maybe even going to 2027. But if they keep adding all this extra value to the WBD shareholders, then you know they have to really consider selling it to Paramount. I mean, David Zaslav does have a fiduciary duty to his shareholders. But how does this relate to Zack Snyder and the Snyderverse? Well, we all know that Paramount really favors Zack Snyder over James Gunn's vision. It's been well reported on, and we know that Paramount has a little bit of this Saudi Arabia money backing their bid, and we know that Saudi Arabia favors the Snyderverse. And I just got finished making a video about how I think Zack Snyder's vision does lean more Republican than not, and we do know that Paramount leans more Republican, despite what's going on with Starfleet Academy, and we will talk about that later. But yeah, you guys, if Paramount gets WBD, the Snyderverse is fully back in play. Of course, I think Zack Snyder has a little bit of an avenue even if Netflix gets it, but I think with Paramount, it's more of a sure thing. But yeah, I just want Paramount because I believe these movies need to stay in theaters, and I do think that Netflix is a closer precursor to the death of theaters. I think Paramount would really like extend the theatrical run in general for movies across the board. Like, I think theaters should stay alive more with Paramount. And Paramount has stated that they do want to make movies that target more middle America, and I'm okay with that. I think we need more of that. Hollywood has been pretty trash recently. Some franchises are actively getting destroyed, and I think some things need to get fixed. But again, we will talk about Starfleet Academy later. But yeah, Paramount is offering to buy all of WBD, which does include the news outlets like CNN and stuff like that, which is why some people are concerned. But I've said this in previous videos. I think people mostly get their news online anyways, and people know not to like really buy into Fox News and CNN. They are going to be biased both ways. Like, you can't really trust mainstream news, and people know that anyways. But what I don't understand is why people all of a sudden assume that like if Paramount gets WBD and they get like access to the DC characters, that they're just going to make everything like MAGA propaganda. I've been seeing comments like that, and to me it just doesn't make any sense. People are saying things like, oh yeah, Superman's gonna be wearing a MAGA hat. I'm like, oh my god, do you really think that's gonna happen? I think at the absolute most you'll get, at the absolute most, will be something that looks like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy, which I've said before could not get made today. If those movies were made today, people would be screaming that it's all MAGA. In fact, that script would never make it past the executive round table. It just looks too white, right? There's no DEI. I mean, there's no strong woman or anything like that. But you guys love those movies. Black people love those movies. White people love those movies, so much so that Tobey Maguire shows up in a Spider-Man movie or an Avengers movie, it's gonna make $1 billion. But people thinking there's gonna be MAGA propaganda, I'm like, come on. The most you'll get is like maybe a little bit American flag in the background. It's just, you know, it's normal stuff. People don't want this Saudi Arabian influence, and I can sort of understand that, but hey, it's coming regardless. They already have EA Sports, they have some Live Golf. Mr. Beast has like a whole theme park over there. Beast Games right now is over in Saudi Arabia, and we know Mr. Beast is gonna be a major player in American entertainment. He already is a major player in American entertainment, and he has the synergy with Saudi Arabia. It's coming whether you guys like it or not. But yeah, people think Paramount's gonna put all this MAGA propaganda in their movies and things of that nature, when this is the same company that made Starfleet Academy. That is the wokest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. It is just a bastardization of the Star Trek franchise.
A teachable moment.
What?
Hey yo, what the fuck?
It is the worst show I've watched, so much so it's becoming my favorite thing to watch on TV because it's so funny to just laugh at. And yes, I will make some Starfleet Academy videos because that show deserves to be talked about. So yeah, it's like, how do you reconcile with like a company that does lean Republican, who has said they're gonna make stuff for middle America, but in the same vein they came out with Starfleet Academy? I mean, I just think they're gonna do whatever they want to do on their streaming platform, but in their movies they're gonna keep it pretty much like mainstream stuff. Like, if Paramount had access to like Disney, there's no way Snow White would have been played by a brown girl. Just little things like that. Like, why would Ariel be a black girl? Just, you know, things of that nature. There's no reason for Black Snape. That should definitely be Adam Driver. Just things that everyone knows. And I think people are ready for just normal stuff again. I mean, I would kill for a Hal Jordan Green Lantern movie that is almost indistinguishable from Top Gun Maverick. Just put like Top Gun Maverick in space. I would love that. And that movie would make so much money, you guys. That would be way over like $800 million, I think. But yeah, I think Paramount would bring back the Snyderverse, but also I don't think they want to stick with that forever. I think they just want to to bring back the Snyderverse just for the money and then reboot after that in their own vision. And that's the thing. It's like, I think people think that Snyder fans want Zack Snyder stuff to come back forever. Most people just want him to finish his vision and then we just reboot after that, because there are so many flaws in his universe as well. Everyone admits it, and we're not saying it's perfect. We're just saying it's better than James Gunn stuff and it would make more money than James Gunn stuff, and there's so much potential still there. And we were just left on a big cliffhanger. If we could just finish his vision and reboot after that, we'll all be fine. In my opinion, I think you need to start with the Flash movie, and your last movie in your universe should probably end with the Flash. But DC fans deserve a universe that starts with something like the Flash, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, then a Justice League movie. Then you get a little bit more niche after that. Just normal stuff, like a normal methodical approach to building out a well-rounded universe. And I think Paramount could really give us that. I think Paramount would really take the time and do it the right way. They have to be looking at DC like an untapped gold mine. And like I said, I think James Gunn is just throwing us into a speeding car down the highway. He's not taking the Marvel methodical approach of like these solo movies, teasing like a bigger movie and just taking it nice and slow and building rapport with the audience. He's not doing that, and that's what DC really deserves. But yeah, if Paramount does end up getting WBD, do not be shocked and do not think everything's gonna be ruined. I think we'll get good quality movies again, because Hollywood does have a problem for the most part. They are destroying a lot of franchises. I mean, Star Wars is pretty much all girl boss and Baby Yoda and stuff of that nature, like all cutesy and just made for like a different audience than the original source material was made for. I mean, why is Baby Yoda the mascot of Star Wars right now? It really doesn't make sense. And it's not even Yoda, it's Grogu, right? I mean, so Baby Yoda or Grogu is just like derivative of Yoda. The Mandalorian is just derivative of Boba Fett, just still leeching off that popularity from back in the day. I mean, you got a movie like Predator Badlands, which is pretty much made for kids now. I mean, they took the masculinity out of Predator Badlands. Predator was for guys. It's a guy's franchise. It was made for guys. It was an action horror movie. And yes, Starfleet Academy is just destroying the Star Trek brand. I mean, this is not Star Trek at all.
What the hell is even that?
This show is just made for girls. It completely ruins the Star Trek brand. I don't know what they were thinking.
Daughter of Ashmeret, from the Klingon house of Dakhatash and the Jem'Hadar lineage of Kabaj.
But yeah, that is Paramount too. So I mean, if people think that Paramount is gonna have like Superman in a MAGA hat and things of that nature, I'm like, you guys don't truly know Paramount. But I do think in their actual movies, they would just have something more mainstream, something that's not going to offend half of America. But who knows what's gonna happen when it's all said and done. Who do you guys want to get WBD? Netflix or Paramount? And hey, if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. 2026 is gonna be a real big year for us. We got Invincible coming out. We got The Boys coming out. We got Spider Noir coming out. We got Supergirl, Clayface. We got Spider-Man, Doomsday. So many superhero shows coming out. I can't wait to talk about that with you guys. And yeah, be on the lookout for some Starfleet Academy videos, because we have to talk about that. You know, I was really close to telling you guys to watch it, but I can't in good conscience tell you to watch a terrible show. But if you're looking for a laugh, you should watch Starfleet Academy. We are so close to 1,000 subscribers, you guys. They say the first 1,000 is the hardest 1,000, so keep smashing that subscribe button. I love and appreciate each and every one of my subscribers. Click here to binge more of my content. And as always, thank you for inviting me into your home, and thank you for joining me in mine. I'll see you guys in the next video.